And that brings me nicely on, Eli, to pets. Do landlords have to accept pets? Because very soon, Eli, you know, you won't be able to even choose who lives in your house. I'm sure the government will just shove somebody in there and say you're obliged to take that, because I do feel that for landlords, freedom of choice as to who they let to is being taken away. And whilst I absolutely do not agree in discrimination in any way, shape or form, discrimination that's covered under the Equality Act, I do not see that refusing somebody on housing benefit is discrimination. You know, it's not a protected characteristic under the Equality Act like race and sexual orientation and so forth. So I think the world's gone a bit mad. But anyway, let's talk about pets. Do you as landlords have to accept them? The answer is yes, if you use the Model Tenancy Agreement that is on the Gov website. So if that is the tenancy agreement that you use, then yes, you do need to consider them, because the new standard tenancy agreement makes it easier for tenants with pets to find rented accommodation. Landlords are no longer able to issue a blanket ban on pets if they use the Model Tenancy Agreement. If you do not use the Model Tenancy Agreement from the government website, then you do not have to comply with this Model Tenancy Agreement clause. So in a nutshell, basically what it means is that in the Model Tenancy Agreement, that consent for pets will be the default position. So instead of them having to, so consent will be in there. So if you have an objection to accepting pets, you will have to provide reasons for your objection in writing to the tenant within 28 days of a written request from them, with a good reason why you don't want to accept. Now, there's a few suggested reasons out there at the moment, which are smaller properties. So, you know, like if you're renting out a studio apartment, the wear and tear if somebody was to have a dog in there would be terrible, particularly if it was a larger dog. So size of properties. Leases that don't allow, that's a really important factor, because if you own a leasehold property, I see people were talking in the chat earlier about leasehold properties. If you have a leasehold property, you have to comply with the head lease, which quite often states that you know, you're not allowed to have pets at the property. And HMOs are other things. So if there's any HMO landlords out here at the moment, would you want to have a house full of working professionals and then one of the tenants goes in and takes a dog and it causes ultimate disruption? Or more importantly, you may end up with 6 tenants wanting a dog and then you end up with 6 dogs all in the property at once. So the answer in short is no, unless you use the Model Tenancy Agreement. Anybody that uses us, we do not use the Model Tenancy Agreement from the Gov website. We in fact use ALA recommended tenancy agreements, which means that you don't have to accept pets should you wish not to. Ali, any questions?
Dawn, questions. Right, so I have here, George has asked, if tenant is refusing access free ICR before the 1st of April, will landlord be exempt from prosecution after making 3 attempts, as with gas safety?
You're not exempt from prosecution after making 3 attempts, I don't believe. But yes, I will be talking about that very shortly.
Coming up, isn't it? That's absolutely fine. Eli's made a comment about other property webinars just wanting to bleat out their material for 60 minutes and have minimal interaction with their attendees. And thank you very much for the info. So that's a lovely comment. Thank you very much.
Who said that?
Eli.
Oh.
It's nice, yeah. We don't really look at these as an opportunity to try and sit here and sell to you for 2 hours. It's not really about that. It genuinely is about trying to offer some value and help and, you know, get involved and answer questions and yeah, like I say, add value. So perfect, great. I'm glad it's been received that way. Question-wise, though, Dawn, that's it.